In our world, a world brimming with knowledge and discovery, there are still corners shrouded in profound mystery. We have mapped the deepest oceans and gazed upon the farthest galaxies. Yet some enigmas remain stubbornly locked away from our understanding. Among these, few objects captivate the human imagination quite like a small, unassuming book known as the Voynich Manuscript. It rests quietly in the Baedeker Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University, its pages filled with a script no one on Earth can read and illustrations that seem to have bloomed from a forgotten dream. This is not merely an old book, it is a question mark bound in vellum, a silent challenge to our collective intellect. For over a century it has whispered its secrets to the wind, inviting us to solve a puzzle that may have no solution at all. The manuscript's allure is universal, drawing in cryptographers, historians, botanists, and dreamers with equal force. It presents a paradox. It is an object of intense study, yet it yields no concrete information. Its very existence seems to defy the modern age, where data is king and secrets are meant to be unlocked. Its pages, weathered by time, hold a silent testament to a world of thought that is utterly alien to our own. The script flows with a natural, almost elegant rhythm, suggesting a real language, yet it matches no known alphabet, ancient or modern. It is a beautiful, frustrating, and utterly compelling artifact, a survivor from a past that has otherwise vanished without a trace, leaving this single beautiful riddle behind for us to ponder. What makes the Voynich Manuscript so uniquely fascinating is its wholeness. It is not a fragment or a shard of a lost culture. It is a complete self-contained world. Within its folios, we find a universe of bizarre plants that never grew on Earth, celestial charts of star systems we cannot identify, and curious illustrations of women bathing in strange green liquids connected by an intricate network of tubes and pipes. Each section presents a new layer of bewilderment, a fresh set of questions that lead only to more questions. It is a comprehensive work about something, but what that something is remains the ultimate mystery, a secret held tightly within its cryptic pages for centuries. The story of the Voynich Manuscript is, therefore, more than just the story of a book. It is a story about the limits of human knowledge and the enduring power of the unknown. It reminds us that for all our technological prowess and scientific advancement, there are still realms that lie beyond our grasp. The manuscript does not offer answers. Instead, it offers a profound sense of wonder. It invites us to look closer, to imagine, to speculate, and to embrace the simple, humbling truth that we do not have all the answers. In its silence, the manuscript speaks volumes about our own innate curiosity and our relentless quest to understand the world around us, and even the worlds that might exist only in the pages of a single, mysterious book. The history of the Voynich Manuscript is as shadowy and elusive as the text it contains. Its journey through time is a trail of whispers and tantalizing clues, with vast gaps where its story disappears into the mists of history. We don't know who wrote it, where it was created, or for what purpose. Scientific analysis of the vellum, the animal skin on which it is written, tells us that the pages were made sometime in the early 15th century, likely between 1404 and 1438. This places it firmly in the late medieval period, a time of great intellectual ferment, alchemy, and burgeoning science. Yet this single fact only deepens the mystery, for it was an era from which countless other texts have survived and been understood, making this one's opacity all the more stark and unusual. The manuscript's first documented appearance is in the late 16th century at the court of Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf II in Prague. Rudolf was a renowned collector of curiosities and a patron of alchemists and mystics, making his court a natural home for such a peculiar object. Legend has it that the emperor purchased the manuscript for a handsome sum, believing it to be the work of the 13th century English philosopher and friar Roger Bacon. From there, it passed through the hands of several notable figures, including an alchemist named Georg Baresch, who, despite his fascination, was completely unable to decipher its contents. He sent a sample of the script to scholars in Rome, hoping for a breakthrough, but none ever came. The book was a puzzle from the very beginning. After Baresch's death, the manuscript found its way to Johannes Marcus Marci, a scientist and rector of Charles University in Prague. Marci, equally baffled, sent the book to his friend, the Jesuit scholar Athanasius Kircher, in Rome. Kircher was a polymath, a man famous for claiming to have deciphered Egyptian hieroglyphs. He had not, and was considered the last best hope for unlocking the book's secrets. The manuscript then vanished from the historical record for over 200 years, likely stored away and forgotten within the Jesuit libraries of the Collegio Romano. It was a phantom, a ghost, in the archives, its strange plants and cryptic words sleeping undisturbed as the world outside changed beyond recognition through the Enlightenment and the Industrial Revolution. Its rediscovery is the moment it truly entered the modern imagination. In 1912, a Polish-American rare book dealer named Wilfred Voynich acquired the manuscript from a collection of books being sold by the Jesuit College at the Villa Mondragone in Italy. Voynich was immediately captivated by its strangeness and dedicated the rest of his life to solving its puzzle and uncovering its origins. He brought it to public attention, and it is his name that the manuscript now bears. After his death, it passed through more hands before being donated to Yale University in 1969. There it remains today, safely preserved, accessible to all, yet understood by none, a silent traveler that has journeyed through 6 centuries of human history, guarding its secrets perfectly. Turning the vellum pages of the Voynich manuscript is like stepping into a phantom ecosystem, a garden that exists nowhere on Earth. One of the most visually striking sections of the book is its extensive herbal or botanical collection. It contains over 100 detailed drawings of plants, each accompanied by paragraphs of the mysterious text presumably describing their properties or uses. Yet these are not the familiar herbs and flowers of a medieval European garden. They are chimeras, fantastical creations that seem to have been assembled from the parts of different unrelated species. A single plant might have the leaves of one species, the roots of another, and the flowers of something else entirely, or perhaps a flower that bears no resemblance to anything known to botany. The illustrations are rendered with a curious mix of care and fantasy. The artist, or artists, clearly intended to convey specific information. The drawings are not mere doodles, they are deliberate and detailed. Roots are shown with soil still clinging to them. Leaves are depicted with intricate vein patterns, and flowers are often painted in vibrant, if sometimes unnatural, colors. However, the result is a collection of botanical impossibilities. We see plants with intertwined roots that form strange, knot-like structures, flowers that look like pinwheels or celestial bodies, and leaves that sprout in physically impossible arrangements. Not a single plant in the entire manuscript has ever been definitively identified, despite the tireless efforts of botanists to find a match, or even a distant relative in the natural world. This has led to a wealth of speculation about the purpose of this strange garden. One theory suggests that these are not illustrations of real plants at all, but rather symbolic representations. In the world of alchemy, for instance, plants were often used as metaphors for chemical substances and processes. A strange combination of parts could be a coded recipe, a visual guide to combining different ingredients to create a desired compound or elixir. Another idea is that the manuscript depicts the flora of a distant, undiscovered land, perhaps the New World, with its creator attempting to document species they had only heard about through second-hand accounts, leading to distorted and fantastical renderings. This would explain the strangeness, but it remains pure conjecture. Ultimately, the botanical section of the Voynich manuscript is a beautiful and bewildering paradox. It is an herbal guide to a world that does not exist. It is a field manual for a ghost garden. The care taken in the drawings suggests a serious purpose, a desire to record and classify. But what is being recorded? Are these the fever dreams of a lonely artist? Are they coded instructions for a secret society? Or are they a genuine attempt to document a flora so alien or so long extinct that no trace of it remains today? Like every other aspect of this incredible book, the Garden of Dreams offers no answers. It simply blossoms with more questions, its impossible flowers forever out of our reach. Beyond its impossible garden, the Voynich manuscript invites us to gaze upward toward the heavens. But, the sky it shows us is not one that we recognize. The astronomical and cosmological sections are among the most abstract and puzzling in the entire book. They feature a series of circular diagrams or mandalas filled with intricate patterns, celestial bodies, and enigmatic symbols. These charts seem to depict suns, moons, and stars, often arranged in complex, concentric circles. Some diagrams are populated with tiny human figures, many of them female, who appear to be interacting with these cosmic systems, holding stars in their hands or marching along the spokes of a celestial wheel. It is a vision of the cosmos that is both organized and deeply strange. The diagrams do not align with any known system of European or Islamic astronomy from the medieval period. While they feature zodiacal signs, they are presented in a highly unconventional manner. We can identify symbols for Pisces with its 2 fish or Taurus the bull, but they are often surrounded by dozens of stars and nymphs arranged in ways that have no parallel in traditional astrology. One famous fold-out page contains a stunning, sprawling diagram with 9 interconnected rosettes, which some have interpreted as a map of galaxies or a depiction of a cosmological event. It is a breathtaking piece of art, but its meaning is completely opaque. It's almost as if we are looking at a map of the universe drawn by someone with a fundamentally different understanding of reality. The level of detail in these charts suggests they are not mere decorations. They appear to be conveying specific information about the relationships between celestial objects. Perhaps they are not meant to be literal star charts, but rather allegorical or mystical diagrams. In the 15th century, the line between astronomy and astrology was blurry, and the cosmos was often seen as a reflection of divine or spiritual principles. These diagrams could be a form of esoteric knowledge, representing the soul's journey through the heavens, or a map of cosmic influences on human life. The inclusion of the bathing women within these celestial wheels further complicates their interpretation, linking the human and the cosmic in a way that is profoundly mysterious. Like the plants, the stars of the Voynich Manuscript remain unidentified. Researchers have tried to match the constellations to known star patterns, hoping to date or locate the manuscript's origin, but with no success. The sky it depicts seems to be a fantasy, a celestial dreamscape. Are we looking at a failed attempt to create a new calendar? A visual representation of a private mystical vision, or could it be something even more outlandish, like a record from a culture with a completely different view of the night sky? The astronomical section of the manuscript pushes the boundaries of our speculation, leaving us to wonder what kind of mind could conceive of such a unique and bewildering cosmos, so close to our own and yet so impossibly far away. Perhaps the most perplexing and discussed section of the Voynich Manuscript is the one commonly referred to as the balneological section. The term comes from the study of bathing and medicinal springs, and these pages are filled with elaborate drawings of naked or semi-naked women, often referred to as nymphs. They are shown bathing, standing, and interacting within a bizarre and complex system of pools, channels, and vessels. These are not simple bathing scenes. They are intricate tableaus connected by a network of pipes and tubes that seem to flow with a strange, greenish liquid. The architecture of these plumbing systems is fantastical, resembling internal organs, plant structures, or abstract sculptural forms. The nymphs themselves are drawn in a simple, almost naive style. They are small, with rounded bellies and indistinct facial features, yet they are clearly the central focus of these illustrations. They interact with the strange liquid and the elaborate containers in purposeful ways, though their purpose is entirely unclear. Some hold objects, others seem to direct the flow of the liquid, and many are gathered in large, ornate pools that look like giant, hollowed-out flowers or organs. The scenes evoke a sense of communal, ritualistic activity. It has been suggested that this section could be a manual on health and hygiene, perhaps related to women's medicine, midwifery, or gynecology, with the green liquid representing herbal infusions or medicinal waters. However, the sheer strangeness of the imagery challenges any straightforward interpretation. The plumbing is not functional in any realistic sense. Tubes flow upwards against gravity, and the pools are interconnected in ways that defy logic. This has led many to believe that these drawings are not literal but allegorical. In the symbolic language of alchemy, the bath, or balneum, was a crucial stage in the process of transformation, representing purification and the dissolution of substances. The nymphs could represent spiritual essences or chemical agents, and the entire system could be a visual metaphor for the creation of the philosopher's stone or some other alchemical magnum opus. The green liquid might symbolize a primordial substance or a vital elixir. Regardless of its meaning, the balneological section gives the manuscript its most human and yet most alien element. We see figures that are recognizably human, engaged in activities that are utterly bizarre. The scenes are not violent or disturbing, but they are deeply weird, creating an atmosphere that is both serene and unsettling. Are we witnessing a lost form of hydrotherapy, a secret alchemical process, or a depiction of a matriarchal fertility cult? Or is it something else entirely, a visual narrative from a forgotten mythology, where nymphs preside over the life-giving waters of a strange, organic world? The bathing women of the Voynich Manuscript remain silent in their green pools, their rituals as mysterious today as they were 6 centuries ago. Faced with a puzzle as profound as the Voynich Manuscript, the human mind naturally seeks explanations, and the theories surrounding this book are as varied and imaginative as its illustrations. They range from the mundane to the utterly fantastical, forming a rich tapestry of speculation. The most straightforward and perhaps most disappointing theory is that the manuscript is an elaborate hoax. Proponents of this idea suggest it was created by a clever forger in the 15th or 16th century specifically to defraud a wealthy and gullible collector like Emperor Rudolph II. The text would be meaningless gibberish, and the illustrations a fantastical invention designed to look profound. The natural flow of the script and its statistical regularities, however, make a simple hoax difficult to explain. At the opposite end of the spectrum is the belief that the manuscript contains genuine, lost knowledge, encrypted to protect it from prying eyes. This theory branches into many paths. Perhaps it is a cipher, a book where every character systematically replaces another letter of a real language. The most advanced codebreakers have failed to crack it with simple substitution, but it could be a more complex system, like a polyalphabetic cipher, or one that requires a unique key now lost to time. Another possibility is that it is not a cipher, but a stenography, a form of shorthand or an invented language created by a small, isolated community or a secret society like the Cathars, whose knowledge was suppressed by the mainstream church. The content itself has inspired countless other theories. The herbal section has led some to propose it is a pharmacopoeia, a manual of medicines. The strange plants might be extinct species or plants from another part of the world, poorly remembered and drawn from memory. The astronomical charts could relate to a unique astrological system. The bathing women could be illustrating concepts in women's health, alchemy, or even a spiritual text, outlining a path to enlightenment. Some have even ventured into more exotic territories, suggesting the manuscript is the work of a young Leonardo da Vinci, a message from aliens, or the diary of an individual experiencing a profound mystical or psychological journey. Its contents deeply personal and symbolic. Each theory has its champions and its critics, and none has yet provided conclusive proof. The hoax theory struggles to explain the book's linguistic complexity. The cipher theory is defied by the text's strange statistical properties. The lost knowledge theories rely on finding external evidence that simply does not exist. The manuscript remains a perfect enigma because it offers just enough structure to suggest meaning, but not enough to reveal it. It is a mirror that reflects the obsessions and ingenuity of those who study it. Whether it is a clever trick, a coded secret, or a window into a lost world of thought, its identity remains perfectly hidden, making it the ultimate intellectual puzzle box. In our modern world, we have grown accustomed to finding answers. Science and technology have given us the tools to solve immense challenges, from mapping the human genome to communicating instantly across the globe. We live in an age that values certainty and data. And yet, the Voynich Manuscript endures, not in spite of its insolubility, but because of it. It represents something essential to the human spirit, the profound and enriching power of a great unanswered question. It reminds us that the journey of discovery is often more valuable than the destination, and that some mysteries are not problems to be solved, but wonders to be contemplated. The manuscript's true legacy may not lie in the secrets it holds, but in the curiosity it inspires. It has become a global phenomenon, a common ground where experts and amateurs can meet and wonder together. It has sparked creativity in artists, novelists, and musicians who have drawn inspiration from its strange beauty. It has pushed scientists to develop new methods of analysis, from radiocarbon dating to advanced computational linguistics. It is a catalyst for imagination, a whetstone for the intellect. The book's value comes not from what it tells us, but from what it asks of us to think, to question, to speculate, and to dream. It keeps a small part of the world enchanted, forever beyond the reach of easy explanation. There is a unique kind of nourishment in confronting the limits of our own understanding. In a world that can often feel fully explored and explained, a true enigma like the Voynich Manuscript is a precious thing. It offers a sense of humility, a recognition that the past holds worlds of thought so different from our own, that they may be forever inaccessible. It challenges the arrogance of the present and reminds us that knowledge is a flickering candle in a vast darkness. The desire to know is a fundamental human drive, but so too is the capacity for awe. The manuscript provides that in abundance, allowing us to stand before it as our distant ancestors stood before the stars, filled with wonder and a sense of our own smallness. Ultimately, perhaps the question is not what the Voynich Manuscript means, but why we need it to remain a mystery. Perhaps we do not truly want an answer. An answer would close the book forever, reducing its boundless possibilities to a single finite fact. It would become just another historical document, an artifact with a label. But as long as it remains unsolved, it is a living thing. It is a promise of discovery, a testament to the inexhaustible strangeness of the universe and the human mind. Some riddles enrich our world not by being solved, but by continuing to ask their silent, beautiful, and eternal question. The Voynich Manuscript is one such riddle, a treasure of the unknown that we should cherish for precisely what it is: a perfect mystery.